Then you've got someone like Perez.
Holy shit, you want to talk about amateur hour? That guy.
Jeez, and
Holy
he must have blamed everyone but himself.
Like, it's a bit like cycling. If you win a stage on the Tour de France, your whole career gets made. K-Mag was such a loose cannon all race.
Well, whether you've been living the high life in a balcony in a hotel in Monte Carlo or rugged up in the dredges of an overpriced winter's apartment in Sydney, we welcome you back from the weekend that was the Monte Carlo Grand Prix. Welcome to the idiots of F1. 3 self-proclaimed idiots and friends who just love to chat about one of the most exciting high-class sports. Would you call it high-class? That's probably not the word.
Are we sponsored
Esteemed
by Arnott's
sports.
Monte Carlo biscuits?
Exclusive.
Yeah. The only thing that's better than the Monte Carlo Grand Prix is the Monte Carlo biscuit itself.
No one's not going to know what that is, by the way.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's inform them. Arnott's are a biscuit company here in Australia, and they have the most amazing biscuit called the Monte Carlo, which is like
Is that the one with
a
the pink
creamy
filling?
sandwich thing. I don't know if you've ever
Well,
watched.
no, it's chocolate covered.
No,
got
it's not.
two halves.
No, it's just two sugary biscuits, and then in
Yeah.
the middle, it's white cream and
But
like
it's like
jelly.
strawberry.
It's like a strawberry cream.
It's like a strawberry
Yeah.
or boysenberry. It's not
yeah.
chocolate.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty... No, I'm not saying the chocolate is inside. I thought it was covered.
No,
Isn't
it's
it?
not covered.
Are you
You're thinking
sure?
of a different one. Yeah.
okay.
It's my favourite Arnott's biscuit. It's like a crumbly cookie on each side. If you've ever seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, it's very similar to what they make in the garden. Look it up.
Oh, my
Tay.
God.
Everyone's looking it up right now anyway. Everyone's
when
Googling
they're digging
it.
into it. And
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah. It's kind of like
yeah,
that. It's a
that's
very 80s.
Yeah.
Anyway, full of sugar. Brilliant. Bottas loves them, I've heard.
Oh.
Well, I'm really interested to hear what everyone's thoughts were this weekend, because I think there are people out there who would have really, really enjoyed this race. I've kind of broken it down into sections, but then you could also come away and think, what another shit race that was. What are your overall thoughts? I'll start with you, Tay. What were your overall thoughts of the weekend?
Funny enough, like I'm going to go... This is probably the first race I've actually enjoyed watching this year.
Okay.
And I don't know what it was. Like, actually, there's a couple of things. There was a couple of things I actually really enjoyed. Was that one? I loved, apart from Max being pole, I loved that Alonso is just bringing it this season. He's crushing it, and I love the fact that and I can't get over how tiny he is, but I just love the fact that he's just crushing it. And as much as, you either love him or hate him, or he really is a non-entity, it was great that Ocon was up there. And he had a cracking weekend that just sort of came out of nowhere, and he ended up being, on the second row. So I thought it was just great. And then I was actually, for the first time, I didn't feel like that the race was just going to be run away with by Max. I thought that for once that there was like a lot of planning, and I was actually not so much on the edge of my seat, but definitely near it when everyone was trying to work out when are we first going to pit, because we know the storm's coming in. We know the weather's coming in. How are we going to play this? And I actually really enjoyed that. And I was so hopeful that, like, holy shit, Alonso could have a chance here.
Is that
he could have a real good chance here.
Is that a Monaco thing that they don't tend to run away with it as much, or am I mistaken? And in general, you can just run away with it at Monaco. Okay, so last few years we just haven't had people run away with it.
Yeah, but also, like, you just saw, like, what was it? I think there was 2 lots of lappings by Max and the front pack.
Yeah.
Like, people got lapped twice. Stroll got lapped like 8 times.
Sargent got taken over 3 times in 1 lap. So
yeah.
I've got a lot to talk about those back 3 or back 4.
So, like, just to sum up my view, I actually really enjoyed the race. I thought that there was an air of excitement because of the storm, and just seeing how strategy was playing with it. There was some really good overtakes from some. I just overall, for once, I actually enjoyed
Okay.
There you go.
Monaco. And what was also really great is that for once we had decent coverage.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had great camera work. We actually had the proper stuff rather than dealing with their shitty television rights.
They're in-house.
Yeah,
one,
that's right. I forgot about that. They
Yeah.
usually have that terrible quality. All
Yeah.
right. Well, Ev, what was your?
Yeah, I'm just going to say
Summation.
I really liked it. It felt like the other races in the beginning. Like after about 10 laps, it settled down and got boring. And I'm like, oh, this is just going to be like every other race. Because there's no strategy in the tyres anymore. And there's no fueling, so there's no pit stops for fuel. So everybody just does a one stop. And it doesn't really matter if you start on mediums and go to hards or vice versa, because it all evens out in the end anyway.
Especially for that race.
But then, after about 15 laps, they started talking about how Alonso was on the hards and Max started on the mediums.
Yeah.
And then Max kept saying, like, oh, I want to come in to get my tyres. And they were like, no, you stay out.
Yeah, that's right.
You can tell that they were trying to tell him without telling him that you need to stretch your pit stop to like match Alonso's, otherwise he's just going to undercut you.
Yeah.
And that's really stressful, and it's happened a lot to, or at least it's been communicated a lot when it happens to Lewis. Because he'll be like, why did you put me on this strategy? Like, why did you... And that's a fair point. Like, why
but they can't tell you. They can't broadcast it to everyone.
So that's really, really interesting. And I was expecting Max to, like, erupt. Because he hasn't...
Surely they have a meeting before the race and go, this is the strategy.
Yeah,
if you have any questions, ask them now, because we'd rather not broadcast them over the radio to everyone.
So,
he did sort of erupt a little bit by just how he ended up hitting the walls, losing concentration, just like really struggling.
Yeah.
He was struggling so hard.
Exactly, because he stayed out for like 10 laps longer than he should have.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that on mediums when the other guy... A medium isn't a hard tyre, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
And then the rain came, and that was wonderfully tense.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like, oh, it'll come, just after you finish, or it'll come in the last lap, so it doesn't really matter. But we had like a good 15
Came
laps
at the right
of
time.
rain.
It was enough. It was enough to really change up the race.
Oh yeah.
I've broken the race down into sections. I have stage 1, the regular stage, like you said, like every other week.
Yeah.
Everyone. There was nothing really phenomenal about that section. Stage 2.
Well, the first lap was pretty crazy.
Yeah, but not for like.
We saw Lance Stroll try to make 2 dives down the inside
Jesus,
that weren't
he's
there
like,
at all.
Then complained about being squeezed out. I was like, what are you being squeezed out of, mate? You're not even in it.
Yeah.
So we got that. Then we've got the second stage, which was waiting for rain.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, is it coming? Then we got the stage 3, was getting the rain. And then I have the fourth
in one
stage.
part of the course, and then it's like, no, it's just going to stay there. Let's just
Reminded
see what
me of
happens.
Russia. And then I got 4, I have in my notes, disappointed with the rain. Now, to preface that, I think I was just disappointed that it didn't affect Max and Alonso all that much, and their results remained the same. But after kind of watching the highlights, the rain had a great effect, but a detrimental effect for certain people.
I was expecting when Alonso came in before Max, I thought, oh, he's going on the inters, like, this is how he's really going to jump him. And then for some reason, they put him on more mediums, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, that was such an obvious
opportunity.
Wasn't the only one.
And it's like, but like 1 lap later, he came in for wets. It's like, dude, you had the advantage. Like, you were advantage you, and you would have taken
Is this like the appeal with Monaco? People, I know, like, people kind of pray for rain on Sunday. I feel like Monaco, the appeal's all about, like, it's the qualifying track. Your qualifying position generally is going to give you your result. But once that rain comes in, all bets are off. And especially the way it rained on Sunday, in that one kind of like Russia, that one section of the track, it was just not enough to make a solid concrete decision. We definitely need to go on inters, which is why we saw Alonso and Ferrari make the wrong decision.
Yeah.
And then people like K-Mag and Stroll K-Mag couldn't handle it in full wet. Stroll couldn't handle it on inters.
K-Mag was such a loose cannon all race.
Oh my God.
And it's like, and because he comes across as like a bit of an asshole, quite arrogant sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing making like really daft, bullheaded kind of
Amateur.
Yeah, overtakes. Like, it really pisses me off.
In general, what's your biggest appeal, both of you, about the Monaco weekend? Not necessarily this weekend, but what's the big appeal for you guys? Because it always seems to hold that prestige.
I think, we always come back to it. Whenever we talk about this race, we always say it's tradition, like the idea of tradition. But the biggest thing that I took away from it this time is that hope that one race, one season in Monaco, we will have something like that was back during Senna.
Like it could make your career. Like it's a bit like cycling. If you win a stage on the Tour de France, your whole career gets made because you'll forever get sponsorship.
Yeah,
and so you kind of want. I imagine if like Piastri, like got up and won it somehow, or like you'd have some epic story.
Well, it's just like when Danny won it back in the day, and it's like he's known for that, and then obviously doing the dive in the pool. Mm-hmm. So like it's like everyone knows what an incredible race he had that season. So it's just like he's sort of known for that.
Yeah,
and obviously Monza.
Then you've got someone like Perez who went from first to last, essentially.
Holy shit! You want to talk about amateur hour? That guy.
Jeez, and he must have blamed everyone but himself. But I didn't see one moment where it wasn't his fault.
It was 100% his fault every time going.
Watch the highlights. I didn't realize how many times it happened because they were quite far apart.
Yeah,
I was like, he squeezed me out. I've got a bit on it. We'll talk about it at the end of the track. Well, before we get into too much detail, everyone, let's get into the top 10.
Yeah.
Number one,
bottom
Max.
10's more interesting in this race, I think.
My notes read, out in front, not much of note. Let's talk about his qualies. That's my notes. And the bit I want to talk about in his qualies is how on earth did he get not only a purple in the last sector, but he hit the wall twice.
Yeah.
But the purple was so good, it trumped the 2 purples that Alonso got.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
And the time he lost in the midsection.
Yeah.
He was in the yellow. He was in yellow for midsection. He couldn't even do his personal best in that midsection.
Explain it. What?
Yeah. Well, it's how that works is because, he might have gotten yellow, but would have been 1/1000th slower. Yeah. So you could get 2 yellows and a purple and still be the fastest. It just depends on what. Where you're making or losing your time. I will say that when you see him in the last sector, the way that he threw the car around, with almost reckless abandon, the car kind of just stuck for him.
Yeah.
Which is so impressive. As I don't know if people know, but you really need to drive the cars very fast and on the limit for the aerodynamics to work, for the suspension to work, for everything to start working. And he just seemed to go. The faster he got, the safer it was.
Stuck.
Yeah. It was so.
I actually thought he'd fucked it when I was watching it because he bumped into. I was like, oh Jesus, fuck this! Comes in with pole. I was like,
it's like when I play
Jesus
F1.
Christ.
Yeah. Then Lance Stroll's like, you want to see somebody bumping into barrier? Hold my beer. Zigzagging between like golf, like you just like hitting across the fairway each time.
Bravest person of the weekend was the Sky host Natalie going for a hot lap with Lance Stroll. I couldn't think of anyone worse to drive around that track with. Oh, God.
He is such a twat.
He is
such
I can't
a
stand
twat.
listening to him.
Oh my God. I don't
P2. P2, we got Alonso. Could you call what he did, like, I guess you could, a bit of a tyre fumble, but my big question here is... No, it wasn't his fault, but would it, and if so, how much of a difference would it have made if that hadn't have happened? Would he just be a bit closer to Max, or would we have at least got a little bit of a fight?
I think it would have been at least, what was he? He ended up being 22 or 27 seconds behind.
Yeah.
By the
so he still would have been about, 7 seconds
behind. But then he had to take a second pit stop, though, so that's 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So he would have been 7 seconds behind.
Give or take. I actually think he would have won.
Do you think going out on the mediums that that lap was just generally a bit shit because he was on the slick, so that would have slowed him down even more. I mean.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
So
I think. But what's
that really
interesting
fucked
though,
us.
and this is what's crazy, right? Because you saw him like leading up to when they started getting into that time to pit for the tires, and he started backing off, and sort of just like try and preserve his tires and like making them last longer because he knew what was coming for Max.
Yeah.
He knew that he wasn't going to last. And so it's like, all right, if I can hang on. And then you slowly saw him reeling him in. And then the rain started coming in. So I don't think that's what fumbled it for him. And then obviously he's trusting his strategy, guys. He's trusting the pit crew to know that, okay, how bad is this weather going to get? You know, it's like, are you sure? And he even asked them, it's like, are you sure we don't need to be on intermediates? Are you sure? It's like, yeah, no, we're putting you on. You're good for mediums. And then literally can't even get around a lap without, struggling.
Yeah.
So I think, it was just a real shame because you see so much experience come through when he races.
Yeah.
And so much of that. And it was just like such a blunder.
No. Do we expect, now that we've seen how close he could have been in Monaco, Ev, do you see Alonso being close to Verstappen this weekend in Barcelona?
Yeah, I mean, it's his home ground, so he's probably going to have an advantage there. We can imagine what you see for Max fans in Austria and Holland, you'll see there for Fernando in Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think they're a threat. They've become a threat. I don't know if they've brought any sort of upgrades recently, or if they're just better at honing the car to the circuits. But yeah, they're doing really well.
Interesting fact, the most
He's
winning
doing
engine
really
in Barcelona is a Mercedes engine.
There you go.
Yeah, so maybe that'll be the difference. Anyway, P3, Ocon. I know a lot of people give him shit. I quite like Ocon. Well, I think he's a good driver. I say that a lot. I actually think he's a pretty good driver. And it's races like this that shows what he can do when he's given the opportunity. His strategy ultimately gave him his third podium. He was quite early with the Inters while Ferrari were left fumbling the football. He had a great quali and backed it up on the Sunday. Good job, Alpine, all round. How do you guys feel about this?
I think they did great. I mean, they're like an underrated. Well, they're not underrated in the sense of like they've been steadily just pushing every year, every season. They're just slowly gotten their car better and become more competitive. And you're seeing that more. And it is kind of funny because obviously the head of Alpine was basically like, "You guys are a joke," in layman's terms.
Yeah, they were really angry.
Yeah. And so for this, and Gasly, he was up there. He probably could have done better, but also at the same time, he could have done a lot worse. But at least as a team collective, they did really well this weekend.
Yeah.
And Ocon he didn't seem to do anything wrong.
No.
He was exactly how he should have been as somebody in F1 in a car that's getting better and better as each season comes along.
Good demonstration of when everything goes right for you. You might not have the fastest car on the track, but you do things right, and you can. That's why you see it's so important for the pit crew and the strategists to get it right, because that one decision can be the difference between a podium or P6. Ev?
Yeah, I mean, their CEO came out last week or last race it was, and saying how they need to kind of pull their finger out and start getting results. And that's never that's not good leadership. That's not good communication. And Otmar staff now had to come out and say, look, we're trying to make this so we're going to be successful in the long term, not just like overnight. And which has seen why Ferrari's failed consistently, underperforming for the past 10 years. And then now they've come out and they've gotten this podium, and you just think like, oh, that asshole's going to be, well, I told you so.
Yeah,
And it's
I
like,
told them to do it,
none
and
of this
they
is
did
because of you, buddy. Like,
Yeah. You can't take ownership over their success now.
yeah,
It's like Homer Simpson in the James Bond episode. Do you reckon you guys could work any harder? Yes, sir, Mr. Simpson. Productivity's up 30% because of me.
yeah.
Oh, that press conference really pushed Alpine along this weekend. I really was responsible for that.
Yeah. I mean,
That's all
I
me,
think
baby.
I think they want Gasly to be the head of that team, just because he's a more likable person than a day walker. But
Yeah, I'm a day walker.
but yeah, I mean, I think everybody wants Alpine to succeed. I think they're kind of like, I think they're a lot of people's second favorite team.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see a non-Ferrari Mercedes car up there.
Yeah.
I mean, Renault weren't
Bull.
really anywhere away from where they are this year. When Danny was there, I think we all forget that because
Yeah.
we were expecting more. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, P4 and P5, we had Mercedes. Both Hamilton and Russell, I kind of feel, are pretty on par at the moment, but lately Hamilton seems to have the edge on him.
Yep.
Hamilton's got the experience.
Yeah,
and you
okay.
see that time and time again. Like, just some of the things
Russell's
that
penalty that he
Russell,
gave away.
Exactly.
That was just dumb.
Yeah.
And I feel like Perez almost took liberties. Like, how could you not see him driving back out?
I
He
know.
wouldn't just
Perez
brake
was
a little
like,
bit?
well, I'm fucked anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this happen.
Yeah, he hit me. He hit
Yeah,
me.
he hit me.
I feel like I might have this
Ah,
wrong.
my neck.
I feel like it's coming down with those two. Who has the better Saturday and a bit of luck? Otherwise, they're pretty even.
Yeah.
I did like when Russell wanted to pass Hamilton so he could serve his penalties. Like, look, I'll just get in front of you, Hamilton. You hold them off. I won't get too far ahead of you.
And even I
arrogance.
think, who was it? Was it Crofty or one of them? Was just like, he's still ahead of him, so it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
still
yeah.
He's still like.
No, that was
Charles
yeah.
is still.
It was so that it defended him from the Ferrari.
No, I
Yeah.
know, but he just didn't need to do that.
No.
Oh,
There was
yeah,
no
but I
need
don't
for
know
it.
if
he
he
wasn't
didn't-
getting quicker.
Yeah, I didn't know if
Charles
he,
wasn't getting quicker or closer to him.
Right.
By the end of it, he ended up being almost 13 seconds.
I get there was
behind.
potential, but it's a pretty bold request. Do you mind, Lewis, if I just get past you so I don't have to
Do you mind,
lose?
7 world time champion, like owner of every record? If I could please go and cut in front of you.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Okay, so P6 Leclerc, it's just not his track. Is it? Monaco's not his place.
It's because he lives
But
there.
let's cover him and Sainz. I know Gasly, I didn't really have much to say about. No news is okay news for him. P7, solid. I
There was
don't think I
literally
saw him
nothing
once
on
during
him.
the race.
Yeah, there was nothing on him the entire race.
Exactly. So we got Leclerc and Sainz at 6 and 8. I don't know what is going on in that Ferrari pit. Sainz basically got fucked twice. So he comes out after his first pit screaming at them, and they're like, "Oh, we wanted to get in front of Hamilton." He's like, "I couldn't give a fuck about Hamilton. I wanted to stay in front of Ocon."
Yeah.
And then they make the wrong tyre decision in the wet.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I mean, what are you supposed to do here with Ferrari?
I think
What are we-
something that can be said about winning in Formula One is that, so if you go back to Schumacher, and even before then with like Nigel Mansell or David Coulthard or Jenson Button after Schumacher, and then Lewis, you saw it with Vettel, and you're seeing it for the most part with Red Bull, is that their decision making is both very decisive and very good.
Yeah.
So, for example, with Aston Martin, if that were Mercedes from 5 years ago, they would have known to go on to the intermediates right then and there, and either jump over Verstappen, or at least apply pressure to him for at least a lap, maybe 3/4 of a lap, which you never know if he's going to hit the barrier, or you don't know what's going to happen.
And he was getting real dicey there.
Yeah. So it's like Ferrari, how many years now in a row do they make basic errors at Monaco? And it's just...
Great double stop, though.
Yeah, that's true. And that's a really hard thing to do. That's a very complicated system. But it's like, all those teams that win are incredibly decisive and confident in their judgment calls. And you're just not seeing that from anybody except Verstappen. Not even Perez is getting the calls right for his...
I did love, though, that they had... Perez was the canary in the mine this week. Really, you're done, mate, this week.
Yeah.
We are trying this with you, and if that doesn't work, we'll do the opposite for Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
jeez,
he still managed to crash.
P9, P10, we had McLaren, Norris, and Piastri. My question to Ev is... Or Tay, you might know. Have McLaren found some speed on the... have they found some speed under the hood with these new upgrades? Because they both passed Yuki with no issues on that home straight. Or is it just kind
Yuki was shit.
Was he just shit
struggling.
and it was just plain luck? Yeah.
And he was scared. He had no confidence in his brakes.
Yeah.
That
would be terrifying, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that track is terrifying on a video game, let alone in real life.
Hey, guess what?
Holy
you don't
shit,
have any
I'm
brakes,
so
Yuki.
shit
Good
at
luck.
Also, the upgrades for McLaren aren't coming until...
So they don't have them yet?
No, they don't have them yet.
Oh, I thought they had them a few weeks ago.
Nah,
Yeah, see,
because they
I
were
suspect
saying,
that the teams are like coming to terms or better coming to terms with their cars because it's been, 6 races now?
Yeah.
And I think that everything's kind of settled down. Also, these more conventional tracks, even though this was a street circuit, you know how to set up a car for Monaco because they've been going there for the past 70 odd years. Whereas if you're going to Saudi Arabia or Miami, you don't really know. You don't have a lot of experience at the circuit. Or Miami had a whole new surface relayed.
Yeah.
So how do we get that done right? Like in free practice 1, Max came out and his car was bottoming all the time because they set it up too low, and then they get it in the pocket and he sets he gets pole position. So it's a matter of those margins of error are much narrower,
Smaller.
and so they know what they're doing here. So I did have a note about McLaren, which was they chose this race to do a historical livery.
The three famous
nobody
races,
talked about it other than to say it looks a bit strange. But you'd think like normally when a team does a livery, it's quite a big deal because it doesn't happen very often. And it's like, man, nobody talked about it. All anybody could talk about was Mercedes' upgrades. That's all anybody wanted to talk about. And here's McLaren, like, you've spent a lot of money on that livery.
Yeah.
And
no one cares.
Nobody cared.
Yeah, it was for Monaco back in the day. It was for Le Mans.
Yep. And Indy.
And yes. And Indy. That's it.
And Taylor Scheuer cared McLaren. So well done. What would the so do you want to explain the upgrades on the Merc?
New floor.
Which we now have all seen.
Now everyone's
and the secret's
seen.
been moving.
My God. If like of one thing, just don't do that.
Alpine are going to be the fastest car on the track on Saturday.
When that all happened for both the cars, both for Red Bull, for Checo, and Lewis, which, by the way, if we could just touch on that quickly, that's so rare to see him crash out like that. Really rare. Yeah. So I was like, it was shocking to see that. Yeah. Well, not Checo. He's crashed twice in 2 years.
Oh, yeah. But Lewis Lewis really didn't crash very hard. It's just that the nose got stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
And he kept trying to reverse out and it wouldn't go. Yeah. So the car was clearly fine to keep driving.
Yeah. So what was interesting, though, right, is that why? Because everyone was red flagged and the sessions were over. So they could have, for both those cars, could have literally taken the truck out there and put it on the truck.
Yes.
Why did they need to crane them?
Red Bull bribed them, obviously, or Alpine. Just crane it. Doesn't matter.
Let us look up that skirt.
Yeah. And it's like, I hope the car doesn't reveal. Boom.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God.
Like I think it's funny. I'm glad that they both got done because if it was just Mercedes, I'd feel like like nobody deserves that much bad luck. But if you both get an equal amount of bad luck, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. It's all,
Well,
it's fine.
11 through to 20, we had Bottas, much better performance this week. De Vries, I guess an exceptional performance for De Vries.
Yeah.
Considering Yuki was 15, Zhou Guan Yu 13, Albon 14, Yuki 15, Perez 16, Hulkenberg 17, Sargent 18, Magnussen 19, Stroll 20.
Well, Magnussen and Stroll out.
Yes, worthy mentions for me would be Sargent managing on one of the hardest tracks to overtake on, getting overtaken 3 times in a lap. Then
Poor
we have
Sargent.
He didn't hit the wall though. They let him out there to like learn how to deal with tire
when they put him
grading
on
and shit.
softs.
Yeah. So like,
why was he
how
on
to
the
learn
softs?
how to deal with
tire grading,
degradation. Yeah.
So that was a training purpose, was it?
yeah.
was
So
training.
there's
Yeah.
Oh
there's
my
been
God.
conversations about why it is that these new drivers are kind of just a bit shit. Like Piastri won so much before for Formula One, and then he gets to Formula One and he's just underwhelming. Zhou Guan Yu's been underwhelming. Yuki's been underwhelming. All these guys, Sargent, Albon's underwhelming. And
I mean, Yuki's been okay considering the car.
and
He's got a mouth on him.
Martin said how, like, before, when you used to have unlimited testing, you'd get like 9,000 hours worth of driving per driver before they even start, because you would just test for the whole winter break every day, all day, every day. And so Lewis was already an expert at the car before his first race. Whereas now, the only testing they get is in free practice. And so you kind of are learning on the job, and that doesn't seem fair.
I was actually going to ask you about that, Ev, in one of the other previous episodes, was like, how much testing is actually being done? And is it all just in a simulator?
Yeah, lots and lots of simulator. Like NASA grade simulator that they have. There's the only testing that there is the 3 days in Bahrain at the start of the season.
Yeah.
And that's if you don't have COVID or a broken wrist. And then don't they do winter testing? And then they'll have a day for like a press day where they drive around Silverstone to get photographs for their press kits. Yeah. And that's it. Whereas before, it used to be like 2 weeks of testing. And so, sunrise to sunset of just constant driving. And so it's not enough for the drivers.
Yeah, because that was the thing that was spoken about with Michael Schumacher, was that he would be out till night time.
Yep, because Ferrari have their own
testing.
circuit.
Yeah.
And so you're not allowed to do that anymore because that's really expensive. People can't afford their own racetrack in their backyard. Yeah. And so that's why they've tried to balance it out for everybody. But it's just a bit of a shame because you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
Well, you're losing half a year, half the season of everyone just essentially getting those, or not even 19,000 hours.
Yeah.
That seems to be a bit of a problem, though, because you don't really want to be spending half the season getting used to the car, because...
That's right.
The season's over.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what we're seeing this year, and I don't like that.
So that's what I suspect's happening with, like, McLaren doing well, is that these... And Alpine have, if you call this coming good, whether it's a false dawn or not for McLaren and Alpine, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that it takes quite a while for the mechanics to actually learn the new cars. And then, because the whole new architecture every year, and it wouldn't surprise me if it takes everybody a while just to come to grips with the new car, let alone just the drivers.
And you know what's real funny, just on the note with McLaren again, is because apparently the new upgrades that are coming is basically a new car.
Yes.
Wow. That's what's being said. So it's just like they've taken all this time to get used to the car that they have, and then all of a sudden they're going to have
a brand new one.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a B spec or if it's just like what Mercedes has done and kind of just do everything but the chassis. But anyway.
Well, I tell you, people who don't seem to be used to their car would be Lance Stroll and Perez. I know we mentioned it before. Stroll just driving into gaps that didn't exist. Then, with his inters, just driving into the wall in the rain. People, you can't argue anymore. You can't say, oh, he's good. He had a moment. He had a good overtake against Sargent, but it looks like anyone can overtake Sargent. Just the ludicrous nature in which he thinks he can get down there.
And he's even that. Mind you, though, right? At the end of the day, we would not be able to drive an F1 car.
No, of course
you know
not.
What? But you know what? If he complains about the way I play guitar because I do something that a professional shouldn't do, he's got every right to do it because I'm expected to play at a certain level.
Yeah.
And when...
Right.
Well, I don't even mind if he does it, but if he goes, yeah, that was stupid, my bad again.
Yeah.
Like when Russell came out and re-entered badly, they're like, you got a penalty? He's like, yep. Yeah, it is. Like he knew what he was doing. He was like, fuck you, Perez, I'm coming out. Perez...
But also, they can't see to their right. They can't turn.
Yeah, but his team,
I get that,
his
but
team should have told him because they've all got the GPS of the cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when it comes to Perez, I mean, he was shit. And then he said, "Oh, he brake tested me." I can't remember who he was trying to get.
He was talking about one of the Haas's. It was
Magnussen. He drove his wing straight. I was like, he didn't brake test you, mate. It's a tight fucking corner.
Yeah.
It's just going around.
And
then he got claimed he was being squeezed out on one of the corners. It's like none of those things happened, Perez.
Yeah.
Why are you trying so hard? You should be not trying to crash the fucking car.
The whole point
far back
of Monaco is just don't crash. Just don't crash. You'll be fine. Sainz did it a bit early on, and I reckon if that had been a Haas, they would have been black and orange flag immediately. Not Ferrari, though. Keep driving, mate.
Mind you, though, it came off.
Yeah, it did come off, but the whole point is not to let that happen.
Pretty quickly, but it was lying around.
Oh, did you see the...
Hamilton and I think Norris went over it. Lando.
Yeah. You see, it was at the Indy that tyre came off this weekend and just about went straight into the crowd. That was pretty horrific.
Yep.
Just look that up. I think at Indy 500, someone they collided. The tyre popped off straight over the barrier into a window.
Jesus.
Fucking mental.
Did you see in the F2? Marshals were putting out a fire on one of the F2 cars and they didn't close the track and a fucking marshals almost got collected.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That driver should have been paying more attention. We're there already. We really just build the episodes around to this big event, which is Haas, you've been paying attention. The episodely game show where we put up wits against passion with the happenings of on and off the track. Who has been keeping an eye? Who's been listening to Martin Brundle chat? Who's been listening to Crofty and Kravitz give their rundown? Who are the celebs? Who are the good drivers? Who are the bad drivers? All around, do you know what's been going on? We have Team Evan versus Team Tay and Digby. Team Tay and Digby are up 3-2. Now that might sound unfair that it's 2-on-1, but it's...
I like it that way.
It's not.
I like it.
Ev would rather be double teamed.
Of course he would be.
So,
who wouldn't want to?
My favourite part of the quiz. Can we get your buzzers, please, Ev?
In honour of the race and the late great Tina Turner, my buzzer is I can't stand the rain.
Nice. I can't stand the rain.
Yeah, that's so
I
good.
can't stand the rain.
That's so
There you go.
good.
Enjoy.
All right, Taylor.
That's so good. He brake checked me.
Yes, I was going to say if I was going to have a buzzer, it would be brake check me. Great buzzer. All right. Well, let's get on with it, shall we? Question number 1. Name 2 celebrities that Martin interviewed on the grid walk this week.
I can't stand
He
the rain.
brake checked me.
It's Ev.
Oh, bullshit.
Nah, in my ears it was Ev. Just.
Kylie Minogue, Australia's own.
Yep.
And
It's her birthday too.
It was happy 29th birthday again.
40 years ago.
And also Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, now just
talking about
breaking
Gran
in this
Turismo.
quiz. That was the weirdest fucking
That looks like a
interview.
bad.
what
That
a
looks like a
plug.
bad movie.
Like
What a
Orlando
fucking
Bloom
plug.
just, let me plug my movie for 5 minutes, and then Martin finally gets to go, Cool. Now
Yeah.
the promo's done.
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you reckon of the fucking race,
God,
mate?
he's so ruthless.
Martin, have
How
I
good was
introduced
he?
you to my no-name co-actor?
How good was he when he was talking to the goalkeeper for Madrid?
Yeah.
And also Belgium,
Courtois.
and he's like,
Yeah.
Spanish.
seeing that you're Spanish.
And when he went up to the side of the grid where all the fans were, he's like, who are you going for? What?
Yeah.
Who do you want to win? What? Oh, no one here speaks
Cool.
English.
Good.
All right, on with
Okay,
What was the deal with the
moving on?
with the Red Bull mechanic? And he was like, "I'm not fucking letting you in, mate."
No,
Like,
he
yeah,
said, I
no.
don't give a fuck.
Is that
Look,
you're gonna get me in trouble, mate?
The producer was like, we're live. And he's like, I don't give a shit, mate. And
Yeah,
then he
no.
realized that Christian
Yeah.
was happy to talk.
Yeah,
What a fucking
It's
weird.
so
You
weird.
fucking twat.
That was such
All
a
of
car
them.
crash. Couldn't look
Oh
away,
my
but couldn't
God.
stop watching.
Oh
All right.
my god.
We're up 1-0 to Ev. Question 2. What tyre did Max and Alonso start on, respectively?
I
check
can't
me.
stand the rain.
That's Evan. I'm sorry, no, Taylor. I meant Taylor.
Unbelievable.
So what did Max start on?
Max was on mediums.
Yep.
Alonso was on hards.
Bing, bing, bing. 1-1. A few softballs to start. All right. Question 3. How many cars passed Sargent in one lap?
I can't stand the
He
rain.
brake checked me.
Evan.
3.
Yep. Who were they?
Question 4.
I'll, if you can't get it, let Tay have an opportunity to guess who they were.
Was it the two McLarens?
No.
All right.
Taylor, would you like a guess at who passed him?
For no points.
Yeah.
No, for 1 point. He has to get all of them.
It was Joe.
No.
Ah.
It
Good
was
one, Tay.
Stroll, Perez, and Magnussen.
He went strolling.
Yeah. So
thought
Magnussen
it
got
was
him on just
Alfred in
before
there.
the hairpin, and then Stroll and Perez right on that. What's that?
That's right.
The
Yes,
tight
yes,
corner
yes.
at the end. Okay, 2-1 to Ev. How many DNFs did we have, and who were they?
I can't stand the
He
rain.
brake checked me.
Evan.
I thought Yuki DNF'd. I'm gonna
No,
start.
he didn't.
No,
I thought he
correct.
did. You said
Taylor.
Nah.
Yeah, anyway.
How many? Who were they?
Stroll. Stroll and Magnussen.
Yes, 2-2. Ev, I really thought you were going to get that.
I thought that Yuki, because if his brakes were gone, I just assumed that he pulled in and.
No, he came 16th.
Right.
Yeah, he just did shit.
He didn't end up pulling in.
All right, we're at 2-2. We have 2 questions left with a bonus if we need it.
Mm-hmm.
How many podiums does Alpine now have? Alpine. I really overpronounced that too.
Obviously this season, right?
Ever. Like as Alpine.
Oh, ever.
As the brand Alpine, how many podiums do they have?
As opposed to Renault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He brake checked me. I'm just gonna have a guess.
All right.
I'm gonna say 3.
Yeah!
I was going to have a guess and say 3 as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it is 3-2 to Taylor. So if you get this one, Tay, it is game over. If Ev gets this, we have a bonus question.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Which constructor has the most Monaco victories?
He brake checked me.
Taylor.
This season, right?
No. What?
Ever. I know.
This season, 1.
Most constructed points. I'm going to say Ferrari.
Incorrect. Evan.
McLaren.
Yes. Oh my God. We've come
Is it
down
actually
to the
McLaren?
Because,
final. Yeah, it's
I
McLaren.
was
Senna-
tossing up
Senna's-
Senna. Yeah.
Senna's got the most.
solidly
Yeah.
ahead of the rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna, yeah. Then I thought Schumacher. Then I was questioning myself with Schumacher.
Always vote
Well,
Senna.
this is going to be a first in buzzer.
Yeah.
As opposed
Which
to what?
driver has the most Monaco victories?
So, I can't stand the rain.
He
Senna.
brake checked.
Boom! Boom! It's raining. It's raining on you, Tay.
Ev managed to get his buzzer. You both were like, but he got his buzzer
I
first.
knew it as well, but then I fucking had a bad buzzer.
That's funny. Sucked in.
Ev?
Senna.
Yes, well done.
With how many, Ev?
For a bonus point, I think it's got 10.
Nah,
I thought it
you're
was
wrong.
6,
6.
I think. Yeah, 6.
I thought he had 10. I don't know why I thought
Nah,
that.
he tied with
Which now makes
Graham,
my previous answer
the English
less.
Speaking of ties, that puts Ev to 3, and Tay and Digby also on 3. Dun, dun.
That was the closest one yet, to be fair.
That was I did a lot of easy ones there because I thought it'd be fun to have you guys rushing for your buzzer.
We're not good at the hard ones.
That last one.
I generally
really,
think I was in there a couple of times before, Ev, but whatever, Digby.
Yeah.
I'm going based on what I can hear.
He's your guy.
It's all,
I'm playing against.
my
I'm
team.
playing against your ref.
there'll be a delay when he goes take compared to when I hear it, so it might legitimately come on yours that you said it first, but on my headset, I'm just doing that as fair as possible.
There you go.
Now, technically, you made
Fair's
noise
fair.
first
Fair's
for
fair.
the which driver, but he actually said his buzzer first. Yeah, you
Because I was trying to remember what my fucking buzzer was.
All right, well,
That one's
let's
for you,
move
Tina.
on
Mwah.
to Digby's Fast Facts. Bow, bow.
Digby's
This
Fast
weekend, we came
Not hot
into
takes.
what would have been a triple
Digby's
header,
done in 60 seconds.
if that. What would have been a triple header? Sadly, the Imola Grand Prix was cancelled due to all the flooding, which is a real shame.
And
Cool to
sad,
see
obviously,
Yuki
for
getting in
everyone.
there and helping
Yeah,
out. That was
yeah.
class by him. I'm surprised more drivers didn't do that, to be fair. But
Maybe they did, but maybe not everyone was doing it for fucking clout.
I mean, maybe he didn't look like he was doing it for clout.
He's a little guy. How much is he lifting? Honestly.
Maybe it's like more important for him to clear up for flooding because he's more likely to drown or something.
Brilliant.
How's he going to get his Uber Eats delivered
Yeah.
morning, noon, and night if the roads are blocked?
Well, we're coming into Spain, which means we're going to Barcelona. It's the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. Ferrari have the most constructor wins with 12. The most driver wins is 6 apiece for Lewis and Michael Schumacher. And I mentioned this earlier, Mercedes as an engine actually have the most wins. Also, I think with 12. No, that can't be right because that would be Ferrari. So it must be... I can't remember the number now. Anyway, Mercedes
Great
is by
facts.
far the
Maybe
strongest
cut that
engine
out.
on the track. Yeah. Now, can you guys remember who was on pole last year?
Leclerc.
Yes. And the podium was Verstappen, Perez, and Russell, with Perez
That's right.
having the fastest lap. Now, we have a track change this year. We have edited the track. We've taken out that big S
We
bend
have
at
we?
the end. I made a decision that they should take that out. I don't know if I like that change because that wasn't initially on the track, I believe. They added that, and now they've taken it away. I kind of like the being forced to slow down there with the sausage curbs before the straight. Now it's kind of
that's
just
the part. I love that part.
gone.
So what? It's just
would
one
be
big
the-
loop, is it?
Yeah, basically.
Ah.
What?
Well,
the
they-
mentality behind that. I've seen a
gonna
lot
be
of people
boring
very
fucking
happy
race.
with that.
It was done for MotoGP because MotoGP is a lot bigger than Formula One in Spain, and so the bikes
That's dangerous.
can't do those S bends like the cars can. So they
I thought they had an alternate track part there that they would have.
that's what I thought too, but evidently not. They gave it so much character. It's a similar one to Japan has the same thing. Right at the end of the lap, they've got those S bend that chicane there. It's really tight. What a shame.
Yeah, Spa with the bus stop.
Yeah,
It's a good little quirk to have at the end.
yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, I'd be really interested to see how it affects the race this week. Maybe we'll have more overtakes towards the end. I doubt it, but
I
maybe.
doubt it. No way.
I don't know if you remember playing it, but when you do that, what's that uphill corner just before you get round to the S bend? Towards the end, you've got that. You got gravel.
Where you sort of feel like you can like let off, but actually you
Yeah,
can
and
keep
you
going.
if you touch that curb on
Yeah.
the inside,
Yeah.
you
Spin
just go,
out.
I just can't do that turn. I just can't do it.
I actually
might-
really like that race.
It's look. Every
playing
year we say this. I think this is one of the best tracks
Yeah.
of the season, and we get all these people going, "No, it's shit. Barcelona's crap. We
Yeah.
need more."
Then all the
blah, blah, blah."
millennials
It'll be
attack us.
interesting.
They always say it's a boring race, and it produces an amazing race. So I'm really interested to see
It'll be
what we
interesting to
get
see what
this
it
week.
is this year, for sure.
And with Alonso doing as well as he is, I think the crowd will be in full voice.
Yep.
I feel like Ferrari might do well this week. Just a feeling.
I say that. I'm hopeful for that every weekend or every race week, and I'm always disappointed. Mind you, they're always in the middle of the pack, so I guess that's something.
It's just nice to have back to back. I'm looking forward to
I'm getting sick
another race to
of.
watch.
I'm just bored of Red Bull being up there all the time. I'm so bored of it.
Yeah, I think
So
I'm gonna have to
bored.
just ignore them. Like I
Yeah.
just can't. I just got to not care
Like
about
they're
that
a non-entity. Like I'm not interested
Yeah.
in watching them or hearing about them. I'll just everything from third downwards is what I'm going to pay attention to.
Exactly.
They
Now,
said,
is it just me,
yeah.
or does there seem to be very little going on off the track this year? Like, there's not a lot to talk about. So much so that one of the biggest talking points this week was that Alonso had his foot on the number one spot on the podium.
Oh
You know,
my
everyone
God,
was like,
yeah.
"Oh my god, he's got his foot up there! Like he's telling us he's
looked
going to
at that,
win." It's
and
like
I was
this
just
isn't
like,
news.
was was the Queen of Monaco there? You know, the woman who's like she absconded and went back to South Africa and then got tons of plastic surgery, and
I love how you're asking this as if we'd fucking know.
she was the blonde
As
lady.
if we
'cause
know,
she's-
yeah.
Oh, it's really fucking interesting.
Speaking of non-F1 drivers, I thought Tom Holland had definitely done his homework on how to wave the flag at the end.
He had some
Jeez,
solid
you fucking
wrist
nailed
action. He had some solid wrist action there.
What?
that. Yeah, and while we're
what is his
talking
career
about it,
after Spider-Man? Honestly,
well, it's
Indie films.
flag waver. It's an F1 flag waver.
he has got
and
nothing
I
after
think
that.
they should bring back the guy walking out onto the road to wave the
my
flag.
God, yes.
That's what
Yeah.
I
That's
want.
that's funny.
also
The
guy
how they should
jumping
start the
around.
race.
Yeah.
That's how they should also start the race. Have someone with the flag.
Yes.
And go.
A girl with two scarves.
Yeah.
And just
And
dropping
a
them.
thong, a
Dropping
Puerto
them.
Rican
Everyone
girl
else
with a
drive
thong
around
on,
them.
and she just
Yeah.
like drops them.
What could go wrong?
Yeah. Or like do it like the old rally days where everyone,
what they
like all the
should've done?
fans
They
were on the
should've
road and they just like
Yes.
parted
Oh,
as the
yeah.
cars
Oh,
came through.
Oh my
jeez,
God, I
I've
love
seen some
that. It's
videos.
so
It is
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah.
What they should have that when they should have done that? They should have done that for Miami when they had the fast crew there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's when they should have done that.
Because then they could have run them over. Oh my god, the shit that those guys have been spitting about their movie this week. Ugh,
Have you
anyway.
seen it? Apparently it's horrible.
Obviously, I haven't seen it.
I don't
I
know.
don't think I've watched anything since the third one, and I still
No.
don't remember.
You
what
know what I'll
happened
be
in that.
doing? I'll be going through all 9 of them again before I
Oh
watch
my
10.
God.
I will do it all.
Infuriating.
You're the worst.
All right. Well, we've coming to the end of quite an eventful episode, although quite a quick episode. As we come into the last section named What's Verstappen? This is a quick-fire round, although due to popular demand, we have extended the time limit of
By 3
Ev
times.
and Tay's. I'm going to give them a minute today, so hopefully they've got plenty to say. Sorry. We're going to talk about some topics surrounding the world of F1. Tay and Ev are going to give their brash opinions and thoughts in as quick a time as possible, but you do have 60 seconds. I'm kind of freestyling here. I've just bullet pointed it.
I've got something for Tay, but it's not F1 related.
Okay, well, let's save that for the end.
About the fucking game, man.
No, it's not about GTA 7 confirmed. You heard it here first.
So, all right. Why you give me a minute to argue why Monaco should stay on the F1 calendar?
I think it's for the history and the prestige. Something funny that Ted had said this year was that it felt like the first time in a long time where people were having fun because rich people had returned. We've gone through like austerity, and nobody wanted to be seen on a yacht or to be seen being expensive. And he said this year was the first time it felt like people were okay being seen to be
Showing their
expensive. Yeah.
yeah.
But that's the whole point of Monaco. So I think more of that. It's just that the cars are too big. And they are making the cars smaller in the coming years. But yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I think this year was a great race there.
Okay, Taylor.
I didn't realize that. I didn't hear Ted say that, so that's kind of funny. I just think, it's going to always be one of those tracks that's going to be there because of the history of it. One of the things that I really liked this year was that, apart from just overall enjoying the race, was that it was doing a nice little homage to Senna and just showing some of those old clips of what that course was like.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so hopeful to be able to have one day where that can be done again.
Yeah.
To have those races between him and Mansell and him and Prost and have those close finishes where it's literally coming down to that last lap and those last couple of corners and they're literally someone is on his ass.
Yeah.
Like I am so hopeful for one of those days to return. One of those races there. So I'm always going to be in that mindset where it's just like, maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the year.
Yeah.
And then I'll always be disappointed. But at least at some point, hopefully one time, it will. I am absolutely gutted, though, that there's all that bullshit construction that's completely ruined what that track is.
Was it 15
like
square kilometers or something that they reclaimed from the ocean?
Yeah. And now it's all blocking those amazing, especially when you come down and you're heading down towards the tunnel.
Yeah.
And you just got bloody construction there, and it's going to be some bullshit fucking hotel or apartment block now blocking that entire view. And it's just like, that sucks. So just like that's what I love about just being on board and just listening to Senna just drive that track is just, I could just listen
and
because
he does it
over and over.
He does it. There's a 4K version of that clip on YouTube, and he does it one-handed. So the car doesn't have ABS or anything. So every corner you're skidding, and it's like, and he's so skidding a Formula One car one-handed because the other hand's on the gear lever because it was it was a proper manual, and it's like it's insane that you could do that at that speed and have those reactions
back. Never get those days back, but I want something close to where it's proper competition. And some of that...
We might. Who knows?
Yeah. So,
one thing that neither of you guys brought up, why it should stay, which is what I was thinking about on the weekend. I know a lot of people complain about it because it's hard to overtake and things. So forgetting tradition and all that, I actually think it's quite nice to have a very different track in the mix.
That's true.
As in, this is the track where the qualies are the most important.
Yeah.
So Saturday this is the biggest Saturday of the calendar. It's nice to mix it up a bit. You can't have every race feeling the same. So I don't really see a negative in that. Obviously, Sunday's not always the most exciting, but we've had 2 pretty good years in a row. And just sometimes it's just going to be like that. But Saturday always, it feels like the qualifying in Monaco always feels the most important and the most exciting.
The that hairpin, like the famous hairpin in Monaco, that's actually because it's the tightest corner in the whole season. They have to make the car go around that one corner. So it's like that's a defining characteristic of the cars. I mean, Lance Stroll couldn't go around it, but everybody else seemed to be able to.
No, didn't they bring in new steering locks for it? They brought in new suspension and steering that's purposely just for that corner, so they turn tighter for it.
That's brilliant.
And that's why they were having a few issues where it was a little bit more like funny with some of the being people were struggling with it.
Yeah, I mean, as opposed to it being Azerbaijan or other street circuits that are like, whoever's got the highest top speed in a straight line, that's who's going to win.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's just nice to have different challenges, I think. Right, we've gone more than long enough on that one.
Collectively,
Number 2. What have you done to us, Joe? Ferrari strategists versus drivers. Once again, we see drivers up in arms with the Ferrari strategists stay in, stay out, come in, stay out, whatever. Wrong tyres. It's all over the place, despite they did have a great double stop. What is the solution here for Ferrari? Do they need to clean house and start again? Is it the team principal's job to get everyone in line and he's not doing his job, or the drivers need to just accept that it's going to be a bit hit and miss sometimes?
Yeah, so that strategy, there'll be somebody back at home base in Italy or in England if you're one of the other teams. And so they're watching a satellite feed and making a decision, and then they have to radio into the pit lane to whoever's they're talking to, and then that person has to relay that to the driver, and then that driver confirms or denies, like they either agree or disagree, and then it goes back and forth like that, and it takes too long to make a split decision, and it seems like they're not conversing with the drivers for it. Whereas they used to all the time. It used to be the driver's call. What tire do you want? What do you feel you need? Do you need inters? Yeah. Whereas now they're saying, oh, well, the rain's going to be gone in 4 laps, so we need this tire. And yet
10 seconds.
Alonso's like, well, no, we need this, that, and the other instead. Like, you need to trust the drivers more. Yeah.
So Ferrari need to trust their drivers more in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nice. Tay.
I'm hesitant in agreeing with that.
Ooh.
I think for most people, you would want to put that trust in the drivers, but it also comes down to who the drivers are. So, like, I wouldn't necessarily trust Lando and Oscar.
Yeah, but let's stay it on Ferrari. Would you trust Carlos and Leclerc?
I think the point isn't about whether.
Hold on, let Taylor make his point.
Right now, no.
Okay.
I'd struggle with either of them because, I mean, who am I to fucking say, to be honest? But I just with how they are, I feel like Charles is too weak.
10 seconds.
Like, and too indecisive.
Really? I would have said that about Carlos. I actually think they're quite decisive with their strategies.
But Carlos has shown times where he's like, no, I'm staying out one more lap and then
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Leclerc's kind of just letting them do whatever they want.
But neither of them... But then when, push comes to shove, like, something's amiss there, and I don't know what it is. Well, I think they're two drivers that I just don't think either of them can be leaders and push Ferrari.
If this goes to any team situation, whether it's business or sports, you need accountability, and you don't have that if you're going through 3, different sets of hands to make a decision. If it's the driver's call and then it doesn't work out, well, that's all right. They can shoulder that blame. Somebody has to shoulder the blame.
Yeah.
And even if it's a wrong call, that's better than a non-call, as it were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on from that one. So a quick discussion. Is Daniel slowly creeping up on Perez after what was a pretty appalling performance all weekend from Perez? Every time this happens, do you think there's that creeping suspicion in the Red Bull's mind, well, we probably get Danny in now? Or is there more of a focus on getting him into AlphaTauri for De Vries? Ev?
Ooh. Yeah, somebody made a good point. I read that when Perez has attacked Max, when he's been actually trying to overtake Max, or otherwise defend against Max, Red Bull haven't been all that forthcoming. They don't really seem to have his back, whereas when it's Max, they really do. Yeah. And I think that it's because of that kind of... because Perez has been wishy-washy, that it's hard to invest in him, whereas it's really easy to invest in Max because he's consistent. If you're inconsistent, it's difficult to be like, well, maybe you'd get him this time, but next time you might not. Next time you might be in Monaco. You're either going to win or come last. Like, that's not... We can't help you. You know what I mean? So, I don't know if he'll be gone. I think he'll be there for the rest of the season. And But I wouldn't be surprised if Danny comes in. He'll be a better fit with Max, and you could put Perez instead of De Vries. That'd be good.
Yep. Okay, Tate.
To be honest, I don't know what Danny's been doing in any sort of training or any sort of way that he would be able to easily just take Checo's seat next year. Like, how, and this is a question for you, Ev, because you just said it, but why do you think Danny would be a better fit? Why do you think he would be better to go to be... Essentially, he'd be still second fiddle to Max.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to... For me, I don't feel like Danny wants to be that. But then again, he did sell out and be... driver
I suspect that he's
been
he's been humiliated, and I think that he kind of knows who butters his bread now. And so he wouldn't be rocking the boat.
Yeah.
Like Perez has been doing.
Right. So essentially, he just come in, take his paycheck, hope for the best on race
like
week.
Barrichello used to win 1 or 2 races a year because Michael let him. And it was like giving a treat to a dog or something. Like, here you go, buddy.
That's so fucked.
And it's to keep him in line, because otherwise, why he's not going to be motivated if you've got a number 2 who's just like, why am I doing this? So I wouldn't be surprised, because Daniel Ricciardo could win. Imagine if he won in Australia next year, or wherever it might be, and then Max just wins everything else. Whereas Perez seems to have a chip in his shoulder, which isn't good.
What is the most... This is the last one, and I want you guys to keep this short. We'll make this one 30 seconds, because you don't need much. What is the most you are prepared to pay for an F1 race to go to it? So, essentially, what are you prepared to pay for just a Sunday ticket and a 3-day pass, Ev?
I don't know. A Sunday... If it was a one-day thing, how much is it to go to the cricket? I think it'd be like that. I'd pay a bit more because you get a lot of stuff going around. So I'd pay a couple of $100 maybe for a full Sunday.
Okay.
And that's it. For a GA ticket, I get to go and see all the museum cars, and it is a bit like a festival. And then for a 3-day, I guess it'd have to be, if it were a grand, that'd be okay, but I'd have to get something on, like, for free on top of that, whether it's
you're definitely not getting something for free on top of
that. Like if free signings or free food.
Yeah, I suppose if it's in
like
Australia, you get your photos and stuff in the walk, but you have to get there very early.
But no, like for 3 days. So yeah, because you've got 3 days worth of hotels and food. And...
I couldn't think of any. Oh.
You had your 30 seconds. It's Taylor's turn.
No, he was delayed. It was his internet fucked out.
Oh, okay.
I'd struggle with that because I don't want to go to GA. I don't want to do any of that. After seeing...
Yeah, but then what is the most you'd pay for GA then? $50.
So GA, like, explain to me just quickly.
Yeah.
GA is like... Anywhere,
okay, so general. So for let's say it's the Australian Grand Prix, you've got access to the middle of the track, like the park area. You can wander off onto the hill where all the park. I can't remember. I think it's turn 9, right? And find a position there, or at the start of the track on a few of the tight corners.
It's free seating.
It's free seating, but you have to grab your spot. You have to first spot.
Yeah.
So, but you can wander
Sydney
around.
Harbour fireworks.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck, $50.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Because for me, if I want to go, I don't want to, like, after seeing the grid walk and all that sort of stuff, where it's just this idea of spending $500 or $1,000 to be smushed in with everyone else.
And watch two seconds of each lap.
Seeing one bit, and then you're seeing all these pompous twats who either get freebies with the VIP passes and the grid passes and shit, or who generally love the sport and fucking paid $10,000 to have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it proper, and I'm going to go spend 10 grand and have access to everything.
When I was
I can tell, if I did it, I would seriously pay extra to make sure I had a nice spot, and access to a TV and a bar.
Yeah. And I would do that, and I'd probably only do it once.
Yeah.
And I'd have to be really selective on which race I'd want to do it at. Yeah. Because I want to make sure that I make the whole experience like a once in a lifetime sort of thing.
Exactly.
When I was there, I went with my father, who had tickets from a client who was Mercedes, I think. And so we were in the Mercedes corporate suite. And
was that
and
the
it was
Commonwealth?
Yeah. And so you get it's the same with anything if you go to a corporate box in the cricket or the football or something like that. So you turn up and they give you hats and scarves and things, and then there's a buffet, unlimited food and drink. You never pay attention to the sport. Whatever's going on in the sport, nobody cares, because they're all just like eating and watching it on TV instead of actually like going outside to see what's happening.
Being in the experience.
And then I think Mika Hakkinen and David Coulthard were the drivers, and they came to do a meet and greet in the suite. Cool. And I think they signed my poster, and it's awesome. Like it's a bit like being on the Titanic, like the rich people on the Titanic they're not aware that the boat's sinking. Like we weren't aware there was a race going on. We were just this is nice.
Man, I tell you what looked good value was Bottas's private area for the Oz GP. It's on the final corner. For the weekend, it wasn't outrageous. Like, it wasn't cheap. I think it was like $2.5 to $3 grand for the whole weekend, and you got drinks, and you met Bottas several times throughout the weekend. And food.
Yes, I'm still eating, Valtteri. Yes, you can't have it.
Yes,
I haven't finished yet.
Who's winning?
Who's winning in the race?
I'll get a photo with you in a minute. Fuck this guy.
But yeah, I think I agree. It can be quite tough when you're in the GA areas, because once you have your spot, you kind of just can't move.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in the nice areas,
it's the same as a music festival. Like, Digby and I have experienced being on like the good side of a festival, or the better side, I should say. Whereas, like, if you go and
once you go on that other side, it's hard to go to the other. It's hard to come back.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Okay, well, we will leave it there this week. Thank you guys for being a part of it. Who are your predictions? We haven't done the odds. Ollie's odds. Ev, predictions for Sunday.
I'm going to say Mercedes 1-2 and somehow a third as well. No. I think like an
Aston Martin third.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Alonso first, and then Verstappen and Hamilton. Let's mix it up.
Okay.
Baby.
Taylor.
That'd be a good top three.
I mean, I was pretty much going to say exactly that. I think Max is
you can still say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to do exactly the same. I think I'll put Alonso, Max, and then I'm going to do Russell, and then Hamilton will be fourth.
Okay, I'm going to go Max, Perez, Alonso, fast to slap one of the Mercedes boys.
Yeah, that's pretty safe.
Let's go Hamilton.
I think that's the safe bet.
Yeah.
Hey, who got
the
the fastest?
Bet. I'm going
did
safe.
Hamilton still get the fastest this in Monaco? I think he did. He got it early on. And then,
he had it for a long time.
Yeah, I know that. He had it till the end.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're not going to get any faster once the wets came on. Or the intermediates.
Don't know. Martin was saying that Piastri was going faster than everybody else. So
yeah,
but he didn't get the fastest lap
for that time on the intermediates.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Good
awesome.
for him.
Well, thanks again, guys, for a wonderful episode, and we have another episode next week. Because we will be reviewing the Barcelona race, and I can't wait to do 2 episodes in a row.
Us too.
I've been sick of waiting around. No, honestly, waiting around to do another, it's just, you get out of you want to talk about it, but then there's nothing to talk about. There's no point in doing the episode.
No, I know. You want to have some sort of substance and context.
Exactly. All right, everyone. Thank you all for joining us again. Very much looking forward to one of my favourite races of the weekend. Just keep an eye out. It'll be good. It's always good. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Taylor.
No problem, buddy.
Until next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Meow, 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 meow.